So let's see how we can connect this diagram of the streets with an actual website. What I've done is I've created a bunch of files that exactly match this diagram. I have San Jose, and inside it is a folder for Main Street, and there are the houses on Main Street. In San Carlos Street, I have an Oak Street folder which has those two guys and also the remaining houses that are on San Carlos. And again, you can tell by where these lines are exactly where everything's pointing. And I also have a series of folders and files to match the Milpitas side of the map. So what I've also done is, let's look at one of these, and here's the file for the Smith house. As you can see, it says this is the Smith residence on Main Street in San Jose. So what our first thing we wanted to do was we wanted to go from the Smith house to the Perez house. They're in the same folder, they're on the same street. So all I have to do is add my paragraph and say go to the Perez house and add an ending paragraph. And to make it a hyperlink, I need to put an A, href equals, and at the end of the line, the ending tag. I do it this way because sometimes the thing that goes in here is pretty long, and typing it all at once gives you all sorts of possibilities for errors. If I type it in parts, I know that I have my beginning and ending tag in the right place, and I know that I have enough quote marks to do the job. Since we're in the same folder, on the same street, all I have to do is say perez.html. Let's save that file. And let's come here to the browser where I already have the Smith house opened. Reload it. And here's my link to the Perez house. And if I go there, sure enough, there I am at the Perez house. The next thing that we did was that we went from Smith house to the Rahim house. Now, we can't just say rahim.html because that's not on our street. Instead, we had to back up one level to San Jose. The way you say back up is, and let's first of all put in our paragraph here, and we want to go to the key Rahim house, excuse me. Let's go back to the, and we're going to again do this as parts. Here's our href, and here's r/a. The way we do it to say go up one level, go back one street, is to say dot dot. You must have two dots, not one. If you just have one dot, it won't work properly. So I have two dots, and then I can go to San Carlos Street, and on San Carlos Street I will find rahim.html. So let's save that. Let's go back to the browser, through Smith residence, and we should have go to the Rahim house, and if we did everything right, sure enough, this is the Rahim residence on San Carlos in San Jose. The next place I went was from the Rahim house to the Key house in a completely different city. Well, for that, I had to back up once to San Jose, back up twice to get to 880, then I had to go to Milpitas, and then to Grant Road, and then to the Key house. So let's go back here and to look at our city to see where we are. We've got the Main Street here. If we go back, I'm sorry, I got to go to San Jose. San Jose is Main Street. Back up from Main Street to San Jose. Back up one level. This is the leftmost part is my Highway 880. And then from there I can go to Milpitas, Grant Road, key.html. So let's see if we can get that to work. First thing I have to do is I have to open the Rahim folder. And so what I'll do is I'll go up one level to San Carlos Street to open the Rahim file. And by the way, you notice the way that I did is exactly the same way that I figured out what my path was going to be. And then let's have go to the Key house in Milpitas. And again, I'm going to put in my A, href equals, and at the end of the line I'm going to put my closing tag. And now I am ready to put in my href. Well, as I saw from the diagram, I have to back up one level to go to San Jose, and then back up one more level to go to Highway 880, from which I can get to Milpitas, from which I can get to Grant Road, and from which I can go into key.html. And let me make absolutely sure that I spelled this right. It's Grant, R-O-A-D, not Grant_RD. That's one of the things you've got to be very careful of, is that you get everything typed right, because if you give the name of a folder that doesn't exist, you're out of luck. And if we did everything right again here, let's save this, come back here and reload, and we should end up at the key resident on Grant Road in Milpitas. We'll do one more in the next video. See you then.